Hey, so I wanted to shoot a quick video to show you the new features we've created in SoStocked for transfer schedule and order schedule. So real quick, we've done a couple of things. Now, instead of creating a schedule that only allows you to see the next order that you are allowed to make, you can actually now see multiple different orders and multiple different transfers that will be needed across a specific time span. So the way that this works is if you look at the forecast time period, that will show you how many days into the future that you want to look. It'll show you that, so it's essentially you're going to be able to see 90 days plus whatever your default lead time is, and that's how far you will be able to see in the future. So if you wanted to see, for example, a whole year into the future, you have 50 days of lead time. That would essentially be 315 days for your forecast period. Now, you can see it's June 26th. If we were to scroll all the way down to the bottom, you would see that June 25th is the last day. So that's literally 1 year of orders and transfers that we're able to see. And you can see all of these different orders and transfers. So you can see this is a forecasted transfer. Here's another transfer. And then we have orders over here and additional transfers. And it's all based upon the order schedule and the transfer schedule. So that's the forecast time period. It'll show you how many different orders you have. You will also be able to export this so that you can see the entire timeline and get an idea of all of the orders that are going to be needed. Now, order schedule. So you have order schedule. You have an order every month, right? You can do order every month on the 1st. You can do order every 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. So you can set the schedule in terms of how often you would like to place your order. So if we see, for example, the next time we are ordering is on the 1st of August, because again, we've got it set to order every month on the 1st. So we see there's an order here, and then we see there is an order here on September 1st. Now, something that you'll be noticing is that for this particular product, ordering on the 1st of every month doesn't seem to make sense, especially because, if you have a higher MOQ, it might not work. Now, we will be adding MOQ in the next few days to incorporate it into the calculation. But one of the things you can do is you note that, okay, maybe this isn't hitting my MOQ, so I actually want to change to order every 2 months. And that's going to change the amount that you are told to order. So this one is July 1st, but then we skip August and we go to September, and you see that the order is much larger in September than it is in July. And then we skip to November, December, and we see that we are ordering in January. Okay, so that is the order every 2 months. You can switch this again to whatever you want. And then we have the transfer schedule. Now the transfer schedule is actually pretty cool. You can see this one has us transferring every week, right? That may not be the best way to go about it. You can also switch it to transferring every month. You can set the day, so if we say the 15th is when we're going to transfer, then that's fine. So we transfer every month. One recommendation if you are transferring on a monthly basis is to transfer at the end of every month, right before they do the pallet count, because some companies, some storage companies will do their pallet count at the beginning of every month. So if you can transfer before they do their pallet count, if you can transfer your inventory out, then it'll have you in a pattern of saving money, because even if your inventory is in the warehouse for 1 day of that month, they're going to charge you for the entire month if it is in the warehouse when they do the pallet count. It's a very good way to kind of set up your schedule, is to potentially change your transfer date to transferring before the end of the month. All right. If the pallet count is done at a different time, then just make sure that you ask when the pallet count is done, so you can be sure to remove your inventory before the pallet count is done for that month. A little tip for you. Okay, so we've changed this to every month. So now we see that we are doing our transfer every month. and this one's 66 units, this one's 219 units, and actually this is this is order, and then you can see we've run out of inventory over here. So that is one way to do it, but possibly the best way to do it is to transfer as needed. So there's something called min-max, right? You have a min-max structure. So what that means is you want to only transfer when it's absolutely needed. So we switch this to transfer as needed. We turn on include FBA max stock. All right, so we know buffer stock. We've talked about buffer stock. We want to be told to ship before, in this example, before we get to 7 days worth of inventory, right? We have something now also called FBA max stock. This is our min-max system. So what that means is that when we need to transfer, we want to be told to transfer so that our inventory arrives at Amazon 7 days before we run out of stock. And when we're told to transfer, we want to transfer enough in this scenario so that we have, when our inventory arrives at Amazon, we have 30 days worth of stock at Amazon. And you're basically toggling between these two amounts. You want 30 days worth of stock in Amazon, and then you want it to deplete all the way to the point where it hits your 7-day buffer stock, and then we tell you to send another amount that equals that 30 days worth of inventory. So you're constantly toggling between having 30 days worth of inventory, deplenish, all the way to 7 days, and then back up to your maximum 30 days. So that's what this transfer schedule does when you select transfer as needed and you include your FBA max stock. That allows you to use this min-max structure to really streamline the amount of inventory that you're having at Amazon. Because Amazon doesn't like you to have too much, but they also don't like you to have too little, or you might not qualify for things like one-day Prime. So this allows you to set a min-max structure to ensure that you have the most optimum levels of inventory at Amazon at all times. All right, and so let's see how that works. So we can see we've got 59 units before we arrive, so that's 7 days. If we do 7 times 7, 49 units. So we arrive just in time to hit that 49 units, and the inventory that is sent is 210 units. Since we have over 210 units, that's 30 days worth of inventory. So you can see right there, you've got your minimum and you've got your maximum, and that's when you're going to be told to transfer. You're told to transfer enough so that by the time it arrives, you hit your maximum. So hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully these features become much more valuable to you. We're going to continue to push features out and continue to improve things, and all feedback is definitely necessary and appreciated, and hopefully this can help you to streamline your processes. All right, thanks.